China just released an AI that thinks before it speaks. It's called Kimi K2 Thinking, and what they're claiming is even half true, then OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google are about to start sweating harder than a GPU running Stable Diffusion XL at 4K. No, this video isn't sponsored by Moon Labs. They're too busy building Skynet in Mandarin. You might want to watch this video to the end, though, because Kimi K2 Thinking isn't just another model, it's the first open weight AI to seriously challenge GPT-5 and Claude 4.5 in reasoning, writing, and tool use, empowering anyone to use frontier level intelligence for free. But is this really the next DeepSeek moment? Let's find out how a small Chinese lab may have just flipped the entire AI arms race. For months, everyone was staring west. GPT-5 dropped, Claude 4.5 Thinking arrived, Gemini 2.5 tried to remind us that it still exists, and everyone assumed the frontier labs would rule the game and continue to rule the game for the foreseeable future. But over in China, a team quietly said, "Hold my steamed bun," and built a trillion parameter open weight monster that could reason across hundreds of steps. Not all to complete your grocery list reasoning, I'm talking PhD level 23 tool calls deep, less solved economy type reasoning. And this new heavyweight in AI, it doesn't start in Silicon Valley, it's from the East. So Kimi K2 isn't just a language model, but a thinking agent. A system that literally uses search engines, data tools, and memory while it thinks. Now, unlike GPT or Claude, its reasoning process and tools used are baked directly into the model and openly visible. They're not hidden behind a closed API. Therefore, for the first time, anyone can watch a frontier level model think out loud. It's basically the quiet kid who disappears for 5 minutes and returns with a 10-page thesis, 3 citations, and a working demo. But what can it do? Well, it can execute up to 300 tool calls in a single reasoning chain, like a full research team compressed into one brain. And since it's open weights, you can literally download the brain and run it yourself. But if your app ever hits 100 million users, you'll need to display a message saying powered by Kimi K2. Therefore, the model stays open for creators while still letting Moonshot keep its name in the spotlight, building on its brand recognition. So it's got a lot of specs that actually do matter. It's a 1 trillion parameter giant, but it's slimmed down to use INT for quantization. So what that means is it was trained to stay accurate even with 4-bit precision instead of the typical 16 or 32-bit. Therefore, it runs roughly twice as fast and uses less memory without losing brain power. It can read 256,000 tokens at once. That's hundreds of pages, which means it can reason across entire documents, research papers, or scripts. And surprisingly, it writes better English than many Western models. Fewer bullet lists and a lot better narrative type flow. But I mean, it's kind of depends on your opinion, but that's my belief at least. But can it back it up with the numbers? So let's talk the benchmarks. Kimi K2, it beat GPT-5 on Humanities Last Exam and BrowseComp, 2 of the hardest reasoning tests ever made. But the real twist is its heavy mode. 8 parallel versions debating each other like in a courtroom drama until one verdict wins. Therefore, you get a final answer refined by internal arguments. Ensemble intelligence made visible. But imagine 8 AIs yelling objection at each other and then calmly merging into sort of one paragraph and coming to one thesis at the end. And one of the most insane things about sort of Kimi K2 is relatively cheap, like dirt cheap in comparison to the competitors. Most AI models, they cost hundreds of millions to train. GPT-5 has been burning through money. I mean, it's allegedly burned through $500 million, and it seems like Sam Altman is always sort of asking for more money. I mean, there's rumors at the moment that he expects if the company ever went downhill or its stocks plummeted, that the government will back up the company because they're so large, it's almost an idea that he has the back of his mind, which is too big to fail, because he knows the company needs tons and tons of money. And there's a lot of issues that they only bring in roughly 15 billion a year, which is a lot of money, it's tons, but he has plans to make the company get revenues of 1.5 trillion. How is he going to do that backed on current revenue of 15 billion a year? Very, very difficult. Meanwhile, how much did Kimi K2 cost? Well, Kimi K2 costs reportedly under $6 million. That's about the price of a mid-tier condo in Beijing. And what this means is either China found a compute cheat code or they're redefining what efficient intelligence means. Either way, the industry just got a huge wake-up call. And another amazing thing about Kimi K2 is its open weight models. A lot of the open weight models, it's not the first open weight model, but it's the first open weight model which isn't really lagging behind the closed ones. Now they can think, not just autocomplete. They're not coming from San Francisco startups, they're coming from Chengdu startups. And it seems like every time the West unlocks a new model, China unlocks another one. It's like AI yin yang. One side hides the brain, the other uploads it to Hugging Face. And maybe the future isn't just about who owns the smartest model. It's about perhaps who lets it roam free. So Kimi K2 might not have the marketing muscle of OpenAI or Anthropic, but it doesn't seem to need it. The results speak for themselves. It's powerful, open, and rewriting the rules of competition. And the question I pose to you is, would you rather see a world of open source AIs or stay loyal to the closed door giants? You let me know in the comment section. And if you made it this far, hit like, hit subscribe, and stay tuned to the next one.